Here is a fast way to determine if the molecule is polar or nonpolar. You only need a Lewis structure and the VSEPR shape. A polar compound will be unsymmetrical, and this means that there is an unequal distribution of electrons. A compound is polar if there are lone pairs on the central atom or different elements surrounding the central atom. An exception to this rule is if the VSEPR shape is trigonal, bipyramidal linear, or square planar octahedral. It is a nonpolar compound overall when there are the same elements surrounding the central atom. A nonpolar compound will be symmetrical, and this means that there is an equal distribution of electrons. A compound is nonpolar if there are no lone pairs on the central atom and the same elements surrounding the central atom, and you have to have both. Let's practice a few. Carbon dioxide. Carbon has no lone pairs and has the same element oxygen surrounding the central atom, carbon, so the molecule is nonpolar. Water. Water has lone pairs on the central atom, so the molecule is polar. Boron trifluoride. BF3 has no lone pairs on the central atom and has the same element F surrounding the central atom, so the molecule is nonpolar. Ammonia. NH3 has a lone pair on the central atom, so the molecule is polar. Dichloromethane, CH₂Cl₂. CH₂Cl₂ has two different elements, Cl and H, surrounding the central atom, so the molecule is polar. Xenon difluoride, XeF₂, is trigonal bipyramidal linear, so even though there are lone pairs on the central atom, this is one of our exceptions because they cancel each other out in the center. This molecule is nonpolar. Xenon tetrafluoride, XeF₄, is octahedral square planar, so even though there are lone pairs on the central atom, this is one of our exceptions because they cancel each other out top and bottom. This molecule is nonpolar. Use the checklist every time. The same atoms around the center and no lone pairs gives a nonpolar compound. If either of those two conditions are not met, call it polar unless you are in one of the two exception shapes we highlighted, square planar octahedral or trigonal bipyramidal linear. With a little practice, you will be able to glance at a Lewis structure and call out the polarity with confidence.